tools in hand. Balsa wood, we make a stand, carving dreams from days gone by. Stunt hangar planes that touch the sky, control lines tight, the engine hums, crafting art where passion drums. Stunt hangar, flying high, old world craft beneath the sky. Balsa wings we build with care. Stunt hangar, join us there.
Hey, good evening. Wasn't on last night. Just didn't have the enthusiasm to get on, to be honest with you. We'll finish this up tonight. This is my buddy Steve's airplane. We're going to finish the lettering up. And one thing that I do is I use Oracal. That's this blue stencil paper. It's light tack. And then the transfer tape I use is this, I don't even know how to say that word. It's Wayama, whatever. It's a grid transfer tape, 12 inches wide, to transfer those stencils on there. And then we're going to tape them off. This won't take long to do. I'm going to glue the flaps on tonight too. I got to get this back to them. Of course, I haven't seen anybody in the chat flying, so we have a group chat here. Of course, I got the notifications turned off because these guys will talk to each other. One guy will message another guy, and then 12 hours later he'll message the answer, and then 8 hours later, and I get it. Just call somebody, get it over with. So well, we'll finish this up. I've got some other little odds and ends work to do, hey Steve. I've got some other little odds and ends work to do, like resolder the tail, put a new tail wheel on it, resolder it. What happens is, if you don't take baking soda and neutralize the soldering paste, the flux, it locks it up tighter than the drum. So we got to fix that. Good evening, guys. What's making me so depressed is that the channel is so far behind this month. I don't know how much longer I can keep this up. Very depressing. So the first color we're going to paint is yellow. Now, you guys seen me do this 1,000 times. But everybody wants to see it. Hey, T-Bone. Okay, the flaps got reconfigured. Kind of like if you built the wing for an airplane that I'm building, and I cut out the hole, and I didn't know what exactly size, the hole was going to be. Um, wouldn't fit. So you got to pull a rabbit. Well, Steve built this airplane over here. Took a year to do, and he built it to the plans. Or so we thought. So they have little tip pieces on the thing, and so Bob Hunt made these flaps and sent them to Steve because the flaps were cupped. They were really twisted badly, and I really didn't want to deal with steaming them out or anything like that. So we just decided to go with some new flaps. Well, in order to pull a rabbit, I had to make them fit the airplane. So I just cut those little things off, finished the trailing edge halfway, and extended these flaps, put a tip on the flap, and then made it full span flaps, which will not, that way it looks like it was done on purpose instead of an afterthought. Otherwise, I would have had to cut the flaps to length to fit into that section, and then they wouldn't match. So just get rid of it. These are little things that I do. So when you're gonna fix an airplane or whatever, you want to make it look like it was meant to be that way. And I told Steve that I would do this job for him last year. I said, well, we'll just put some new flaps on it. He said, can I help? No. No, I'll take care of it. Because what happens is, I was working on a motorcycle one time. The guy brought the motorcycle in, and I said, well, we're going to have to take it apart and take a look at what's going on there. And these are his words, no kidding. No, don't take it apart, just fix it. I said, well, okay. That's unbelievable. No, don't take it apart, just fix it. Alrighty. So it's just easier for me to do it, make the decisions, not have to explain it. Because I do a lot of unorthodox stuff. I'll get these painted up, get them glued on, and show you the finished product. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. No, the airplane had some weird characteristics when flying because of the flaps were so twisted. See, could we have fixed it? Well, we did fix it so he could fly it the first day, by twisting the flaps and adding tip weight. But when you do that, you're just masking the problem. So the correct thing to do is just fix the problem and be done with it. Okay. We got that done. Now I'm going to have to wash out the airbrush, get some yellow paint. Things that make you go, Well, this airbrush is not metal. It's must be aluminum or something. Get the thinner. Get the air hose. I've been working on this crazy vacuum pump to make it more professional. And I ordered some things, and come to find out, there's not everything is NPT, it's FNTP. So nothing fits nothing. So I've been running around to Granger, and I bought a check valve today and got to looking at it, and it's FNTP. And that's fine national pipe thread, and nobody uses that crap. I don't know what the hell. I mean, why can't they just make a standard deal? Kind of like I don't know how old you guys are. I assume you guys are as old as I am or older. Back when I was a kid, I could take the wheel off your car and put it on my car. You can't do that no more. Everything's got purpose built. You could take the voltage regulator off my car, put it on your car. Now nothing fits nothing. I don't want to hear this thing run, so I'm going to unplug it, or I'll turn it on. For the amount of painting we're going to do, it's 3 days of preparation, 2 seconds of painting. I got to get this pretty clean because we're painting yellow, and this is blue. We don't want green coming out. It was turning all right. It was doing weird shit when it turned. You get up to the top of the hourglass and fly in at you or whatever. Not good. There we go. Pretty clean. Pretty clean. I'll show you how to do a 2-color paint mask. Or how I do it anyway. course, I've shown that before. I did a 6 or 7 color paint mask. And that's one of the reasons why I like to use lacquer, because it dries so fast. And dope is a lacquer, even though it's not paint. I get this done, I can get the next project done. We'll move on to something else. I'm trying to concoct a new beam airplane. This ain't lemon yellow, it's cub yellow. It'll be fine. It's like nothing. So I want the lettering yellow. I got to paint the background yellow because it's reverse. Voila! 2 seconds. I can hear this paint's a little thick. You hear it screaming? But we ain't gonna worry about it. Okay, that's it. Now I gotta get the black. I mean, this goes so damn fast, it's ridiculous. Yeah, that paint's too thick. But we don't care. Just want to get it done. There it is. Now, for all practical purposes, you really don't even have to clean this thing. We're going from light to dark. I mean, black will hide that, but just get it out of there. You watch an airbrush guy at the county fair or something, if they don't clean shit, they just grab a gun and go for it. I have about 10 airbrushes that if I'm going to do a complicated setup, I'll get them all out and load them up and then just go from one to the next. And they do different things. Some will do a line as fine as a hair. Black. We need black. Oh, this is nice and thin, so this is good. This was mixed 10/16, 24. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. cups right here. I guess the next operation is to clean this place up. Yeah. I'm going to take everything and move it out of here and put it over there and then pull it back into where it belongs. I think that's thin enough. We'll know here in a second. Let me see here. No, it ain't. Let me get some thinner. It's let's see, where is that thinner? That's retarder. A quart of black paint will last you 10 years unless you paint a black airplane. The next member video will be released this weekend. Hope you guys are enjoying those. I'm still going to sit down and edit it. We're going to do one a week until they're all out. So it's going to be a couple of months getting them done. Let's see how this works. Much better. So, five minutes painting, a week to get it ready. Now I got to let these dry so I can flip it over and place the other stencil. That's it. I should be using my flap jigs, but it's hard to do with the paper on it. There we go. It'll only be a few minutes. Till it's dry so I'll set it on my foam pad there. place the stencil and shoot it and untape it. We'll be done in 15 minutes. You know, we're talking about the flaps fitment. You got to really give credit to Boeing and some of these other companies that build these airplanes, because you got a crew of guys in the airframe shop in this building that have, you know, they're looking at the plans. They've never seen the airplane, and a crew of guys working in another building building another part. And then they bring all that shit down to assembly and they put it together and everything fits. That's pretty good. Really good. Of course, I'm sure there's a few curse words in there and some prying and drilling and beating and stuff, but the airplane goes together in one piece. So because no matter how good the tolerances are, there's always some little thing go on. I was talking about my vacuum pump and different fittings and this, that, and the other. Here's a little bag of fittings. Here's a T. This T was $14, and it's ridiculous. And none of these parts are right, because the vacuum pump uses metric. This is NPT, which is National Pipe Thread. This piece is NF something PP, and it's straight, or STP. It's a pipe thread with metric threads. And then these over here are FSN, or NF. This is why I'm bitching and moaning about the car tires. You know, I could take the rim off my Chevy and put it on your car, and vice versa when we were younger, and now nothing fits. And the bad thing about it is, when you go to the store, nobody knows what you're talking about. I went to Granger, and let's see, what piece did I buy? Oh, I bought the T from Granger. This is NPT. It's supposed to be FNPT. He said, well, this will work. Not even close. Not even close. And I even took this with me. And he said, well, it's brass. Just force it down in there. You get about a turn on it. That thing's going to leak like a sieve. At least when I went to Wick's Aircraft and I bought these other kind of fittings for this, the hose is down there, they work. So we're halfway there. I ordered some more stuff from Amazon today. I need a ball check valve in my line, and I ordered it, and when I looked again, it was FNP or whatever. It was wrong. So I hurried up and I called up there before they shipped the order out, and they changed it over to National Pipe Thread, 3/8 couplers. It's ridiculous. Very frustrating. So today has not been a good day. Very frustrating. Come on, let's dry here. I gotta be able to set you down. This side's semi-dry. They're gonna be tearing up my street tomorrow. It's another thing not to be happy about. Maybe I need to be like the Winnebago Man. How many of you guys have seen the Winnebago Man? Go on YouTube and search Winnebago Man and watch that movie if you want to know how I feel. It's not a movie, it's a 5-minute clip. Winnebago Man. Jack Rabney. The guy is hilarious. He's dead now, but he is funny. I guess we can carry on. I'll show you the placement on the overhead. Carry on. On the overhead. So I gotta move the camera to get the hell. There we go. Well, you ever wonder how I get perfect registration? It's because I do it this way. Except I need to turn it around. And that's how you get perfect registration. Ta-da! See, if you know the secrets, it don't take long at all. And it will look very professional. Except you gotta have paint in the gun. You gotta have paint. Now we'll give it a few minutes and untape it. I got to tell you, when you're doing something like this, one coat, that is all you need of black. You don't need, wait 10 minutes and go over it again. It'll get too thick. And then you'll be able to feel it underneath the clear. And it has a chance of peeling up when you peel the stencil off. So one coat of black is plenty. Oh no, I'm putting hydrocarbons in the air. Woo-hoo. Okay. I think I am going to use my mask around the triatertetamine though, because it burned all my eyelashes off. It'll be fine. Okay, we're good to go there. Ready to use again for something else. I don't know why everything has to find the floor. I mean, it's my luck. Okay, so we got that. Let's pour this out back into here. So we got black for another 5 years. I guess maybe now would be a good time to stock up on paint before prices triple. Everybody wants to raise the price on everything. What do we got here? What's going on with this? Put the batteries in backwards. I hope they're okay. If not, well, I have to buy some more. Not paying attention. Okay, now comes the fun part. It's Christmas. See how we did. Another good thing to do is, and I don't have anybody to do that anymore around here, is have somebody check your work. When you tape something up, have another set of eyes look at it and make sure you didn't miss any spots. preferably somebody that's a painter, you know, somebody that knows the job. Because black, red, orange, they seem to find any spot that's open. I don't see one here. I'm just letting you know that if I had a little spot open over here and I'm spraying over here, it will find it. And then you're on the cleanup crew, which is sometimes a panic. And when you're doing those cleanups, start with the least intrusive chemical first. So let's say I got some paint on this. I would go with 70%, 70% isopropyl alcohol. Might even go with naphtha. But isopropyl alcohol, if that didn't get it off, I go to 91. If that didn't get it off, I'd go to lacquer thinner. If that didn't get it off, I'd go to MEK, whatever it takes. MEK is going to take it right down to the wood, though. More than likely, lacquer thinner would take it down to the wood, too, depending on how old it is. But so if you're not a subscriber, a member of the channel, please consider joining and becoming a member, because we're going to have members only videos, one a week, and they're cool. Larry Scarinzi's up right now. I'm not sure what the next one's going to be. The Man in His Museum was from that series. So if you enjoyed that, you'll enjoy the other series. Bob did a great job. This can be nerve-wracking too. I'm going to change blades. You want the very sharpest blade you can get. You got to have a pretty steady hand, so you don't poke the covering. You got to remember, I pick these out under open bays too. So you could put a hole through an open bay real simple. They make plastic razor blade pickers or whatever. I don't like them. They don't work that good. You just got to practice and develop a knack for picking these stencils up. Missed it, tore. So we'll try another spot. There it is. You can use a heat gun to get these off. I don't like to because it bubbles the paint sometimes if you get it too hot. But if they won't come up, if they're stubborn, use a heat gun. I think we're 3 members away or subscribers away from 4,800. Will I ever hit 5,000? I don't know. I don't think there's 5,000 control line people in the world. I think Stunt Hangar, we had about 34 or 35,000 people register, but those are just bots. It'd be nice to have that many members. Yeah, the Scarinzi. I like Scarinzi too. If you look at these videos that I'm posting, if you've been around a long time, like I have, a lot of these guys are gone. You're never going to get to see them. So that's mostly for the new guys that are coming on here. I mean, these guys were heroes, when we were kids. Around here, I got a picture of Jack Sheets kneeling down to it. He was a stunt pilot, stunt builder when I was a kid. But this airplane, he was on the world team with a twin Beech, and he signed it for me. That guy was my hero, man. Every month I would look at the magazine, and there'd be a new airplane he built or designed or whatever. I mean, the guy was a machine. I think he built more than I did. Danny, when Matt Newman was giving away plans, got a signed set of plans from Jack Sheets for one of his airplanes. I don't remember. Could have been the Dreamliner or whatever. Stuntliner, that's what they called it. Of course, I don't know. I don't remember what he said. But Jack was my hero, man. That guy, he was great. Now tell me that don't look like a decal. I don't like no stinking decals. So it was several hours of work for 2 seconds of painting. It'll take me an hour to get these untaped and glued on. But this will be the last, I believe the last you'll see of this airplane. Me work on this airplane. We'll be done. I'll give it back to him tomorrow. And there you have it. Professional. Still too humid to do any clear, so it's electric, so it don't matter. He'll have to fly it as is. That and it's picking up weight. It's if it gets clear, I'll just fill the room up with dust and whisk it through there. I know some of you guys would build something like this and immediately want to take a can of 2K clear and put it on there. Don't do it. That shit is really heavy. I like the guys to say, well, it only adds an ounce. Yeah, right. I know what it weighs. Right here. You see that little extra run right there or bleed through? Always double tape. That's why I always double tape, because it don't matter how good you put the tape down, there's going to be a bleed through. And if you don't want to be cleaning it up off the paint, double tape. Double tape. Check your work, have somebody else check your work, then check your work again, and then spray. I didn't show that portion of the process, but you can best bet that I checked it several times over. And still a possibility to miss something because I didn't have a second set of eyes. Well, this one here needs a little red touch up on the end there. So I'll do that off camera. Well, there you have it. That's how I do all that stuff. Make all that artwork. It's all, now it's cheating. In the old days, we would have to take tape and lay it down on a piece of glass and then draw on the tape and then cut those letters out. Now I just I draw it on my computer, push a button, and out it comes. And you stick it down. But make sure you're using the right materials. You want to use the Oracal low-tack paint transfer, the stencil material. You want to use the clear transfer tape so you can get it exactly placed where you want. Use the way that I showed you how to index with taping it down and folding it over. These are all pretty common sense things, but it's kind of like silk spanning. Now, what do I mean by that? Yeah, I showed how to silk span, and I do make it look easy, and it is easy. But I don't do it all the time, so you kind of lose your rhythm. And I'll start out on the inboard bottom wing. And by the time you get to the top, you'll have it mastered. You'll have it down, or it'll come back to you. Because if you don't do it every day, it just goes away. Like this here. I haven't done this in 6 months. But knowing the steps makes it easy. All right, that's going to do it for this evening. I appreciate you guys watching and all the support you give me. I'm just a little discouraged with the channel doing so poorly. I should have, instead of judging, I should have filmed the gnats. But that's hindsight. That cost me. Any questions? All right, look for that next video in the Stunt Flyer video magazine for the members only. Look for that on Saturday. And I'll see you tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.
Workshop, tools in hand, balsa wood, we make a stand. Carving dreams from days gone by. Stunt hangar planes that touch the sky. Control lines tight, the engine hums. Crafting art where passion drums. Stunt hangar, flying high. Old world craft beneath the sky. Balsa wings we build with care. Stunt